Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and today I have a really cool car I'd like to show you. Come on over and take a look at it, and you'll notice I have a bunch of documents in my hand. That always makes it more interesting. This car is a 1966 Mercedes-Benz 230 SL Roadster. It's a European car, a full European car that lived in Germany originally and then came over to the States. It's a car, the type of car I love to find. I really like the European cars. That market, the way they're built is a little different than what we get as far as their performance. And on this particular car, we have a very clear history of the car since brand new. So let me just run through that first and show you what we got with the car. I was really thrilled when I found this car, all the documentation that still exists for it. We do have the original registration from Germany, which is showing the original buyer of the car, Dr. Helmut. Bought the car in 1966, signed and stamped, and he owned the car from 66 until 1982. 1982, the car was acquired by a dealership. We know then that there was the second owner of the car, was Peter, who also lived in Germany. So the car was in Germany from 1966 as a new car until 1984, where we have documentation from Ohio, where an American bought the car. Richard bought the car in 1984. Again, signed, stamped documents. It enters Ohio, comes to the States, and enters Ohio in 1984. We then know that the car went on, and it lived in Ohio from 84 till about 91. It lived in Massachusetts for a while, and then was bought and went to Asheville, North Carolina. So we have all the ownership, clear history. Also, we have a tremendous service history on the car since new. And we have groupings of the service history when the different owners had the car. That's very rare. We don't normally get that. So reams of history on the car detailing all the work that was done on the car through its life. We do know that in Ohio, we believe, it was in storage for a while. Other than that, it clearly has been a car that has been loved, well-maintained, and driven nicely. So let's start with the key points on a European, on a 230 SL. The car does have the correct fender spears right here. It's very difficult to photograph these, but they are here. They are accurate and correct. The indentation in the inner fender well around the headlight bezel is clearly here on both sides of the car. Also, when you look at the engine shots, you'll see on the inner fender wells, it has the correct weld marks from the factory, where they're dimpled basically. You can see the weld line very clearly. As I mentioned at the beginning, it has always been a European car, so it has the European headlights in the front, which are gorgeous, the European bumpers. It's in kilometers in the car. So the car itself, and again, in the receipts we have for the car and all the history on the car, we know it was maintained quite well. It did receive a complete respray in the original color recently, between 2021 and 2022. The car was stripped down and repainted the original white, which is gorgeous. Also, some work was done on the chassis underneath. There were some frame rail repairs done underneath. They were all professionally done and welded in and done nicely, including replacing the front support underneath, which is prone to rusting on these cars. Please take the time and watch. I do a separate video underneath the car where I show just how clean it is underneath. Original floors, very clean and rust-free, because these cars had issues with that. This particular car is extremely solid with very nicely done work all throughout. The chrome and trim is all very nice. I believe it is largely original on the car. There's a very small mark on the grille surround right here, but I believe this to be all original. I don't see any replacements anywhere. The car, the trim and everything, highly original. And then as you go through the service history, which I mentioned in the underneath video, it has a replacement transmission, which was rebuilt with all new synchromesh. It has a new clutch. It had new body mounts replaced. It had suspension mounts replaced. It had shocks replaced. All of this work was done relatively recently on this car. And that's why today it drives and performs so beautifully. I did see where these were replaced, so this chrome is new on the car and in excellent condition. The mirrors were new and they're beautiful, all bought from Mercedes-Benz and or German suppliers. The interior is largely original. The door cards are excellent. There's no wear anywhere on the door handles here, any of the trim. All the chrome is excellent. I love this era of German cars, BMW and Mercedes, how they did all these beautiful dashes. And the chrome is just gorgeous. I have personally an original BMW 2000 CS, which has the exact same chrome louvers, which I think are gorgeous. I believe it's all original interior, as I mentioned. I think this is MB Tex. I don't think it's leather, but they're in beautiful condition. A little bit of patina, no real wear anywhere. I believe it's all original carpeting. So the car is a really nice mix. Beautiful, nicely done paint job with an original interior, but updated, very current mechanicals. And the wonderful Mercedes-Benz door closing. The convertible top was replaced. It is in excellent condition. We'll show you that. The fabric is perfect. The rear plastic is clear. It fits snugly. Coming along the rear of the car, same thing. All of the chrome trim is very nice. Excellent condition. The lenses are clear and nice. The trunk, and we have detailed pictures of the trunk in the photo gallery. Has its spare. It has all of its original jack changing equipment, the jack, all of that is, we take pictures of that. The trunk floor is excellent. We take pictures of that with the rubber mat away. There's no rust in the trunk floor or any of that area. This is correct, painted flat black, like it is from the factory. We've also got a couple things came with the car. In addition to the documentation that I showed you, reams and reams of receipts, a box of some spare parts. We have the service manual. He also has a complete copy of Mercedes-Benz, the full owner's manual, the factory owner's manual. And then he has some Mercedes-Benz, basically literature on the cars. The previous owner that we purchased the car from had accumulated all this. So it's kind of neat. This all goes with the car. The only flaw I can really see on the car, and it's because the rest of the car is so nice, there's a little bit of flaking right here on the right rear chrome bumper. So this should be replated or replaced, and that's it. I believe these are all original bumpers. That's the only thing I saw on the car. When you look at the video we did underneath, the exhaust system was replaced, the fuel pump was replaced, just all the things you do to keep these cars running well. The one thing I'd like to emphasize, and you'll see this when you see the driving video, this car is really, really a treat to drive. The European spec 230 with the manual transmission stick is a very different car than the American spec automatic that we got here normally. It's very lively. The engine just comes alive. You'll see in the video the car revs easily. It loves to rev. The whole feel of the car is much lighter and much more like a sports car than the later American versions. So if you've never driven a European spec 230 stick, try and drive one because they're really special. There's a reason why people like these cars. And this is an example of one that just has been so well maintained. And then it had really nice paint work, chassis work, all of that's been done to this car. And it was all done, the paint is beautiful, it was done to a very, I would call it a very high level driving show car standard. It's not concours, it was not meant to be concours. All of the people that have owned this car have driven it and loved it and taken really exceptional care of it and documented everything. So to sum it up, we have clear ownership history with supporting documents. It's a true German car that was imported over here. Drives beautifully, many, many new parts in the car, new transmission gone over, new clutch, all the bushings, suspension, all of that is in beautiful shape. And really cool patina. It's got a cool interior. The car just has a neat look. We've also got, which we took photos of, the hardtop, of course, that comes with the car. That also is in similar condition as the rest of the car. The paint is excellent on it, and of course it fits the way it should. So if you have any questions, please call us or contact us. We'll be happy to send any additional photos. We invite people to come and do inspections and drive this very special car. And hopefully we will find someone who appreciates this car and will continue to take care of it. Thanks for taking the time, and please watch all the different videos we do of this particular car. Thanks.